Welcome back to the Muni, everyone. Our nightcap, MidAmerica Nazarene at 28-7 and McKendree at 30-5. As we continue here on Metro Mania, the final spot in the semifinals on Monday on the line in this ball game here tonight. And we have a great atmosphere here in the national championship ready to go. And let's take a look at the brackets to see how these teams got here and what's on the line here tonight. Robert Morris won earlier. Rocky Mountain also won. Columbia, in a game you might have just seen here on Metro Sports, will take on the winner then on Monday of our game here tonight, McKendree and MidAmerica Nazarene. And hi again, everybody. Neil Harwell along with Doug Elston. Great to have you with us here for our nightcap. And Doug, the fans have come over from Olathe and everywhere else in the community to watch MidAmerica Nazarene in their run through this tournament. And don't leave out those folks from McKendree. They have made their trek over from Lebanon, Illinois, and they're ready to go here tonight. And this should be just a great atmosphere in the national championship.
It absolutely will. You're exactly right. There's a lot of energy that has come down from the south in Olathe. And to see their guy, Danny Hawkins, who's been incredible in this tournament, had 31 and 11 last night. But Eric Palm, not to be outdone from McKendree, had 33 in the first round game. Both these guys really get it done. We go to the starting lineups here tonight. The Pioneers will go with Brenton Bell, Austin Boots, who hit the big 3-ball last night to win the game, Danny Hawkins, who was outstanding with 31. Cal Kibbers fouled out at about the 9-minute mark, but had a great game until then with 19. And Andrew Crotty played the good defense last night. McKendree looks like this. Eric Palm has been tremendous in this tournament. He leads it in scoring at 30 a game here in the tournament. He has hit 25 of 26 free throws in the first 2 games of the tournament. Andy Wolf, their point guard. The athletic Eric Hobby, who had a double-double last night with 15 points and 10 rebounds. Brad Copeland, who's been outstanding, the sophomore, 6'7" from O'Fallon, Illinois. And then the junior, Ken Detman at 6'7", fills out the starting lineup. And there is Rocky Lamar in his 23rd season here at MidAmerica Nazarene. And they designed that play last night. Doug, he came over and talked to us, said we're going to go for the 3, didn't he? Yeah, he did too. He said they made that mistake on a couple of occasions to go for the tie, and into overtime they lost it, so why not let it all hang out? And the greatest thing about that was his team at that point was 1 for 11 outside, 0 for 11 outside the three-point line, and Boots was 0 for 6, and there was no doubt that that ball was going when it left his hand.
And the two coaches hugged. There's the other one. They've obviously known each other for a long time. Harry Statham, 43rd season here at McKendree, and here they are in the quarterfinals. 8-time Coach of the Year in the America Midwest Conference, and he's getting them fired up in that huddle. You can see his head bouncing up and down. He is ready to go here tonight. And he is the winningest coach in college basketball as far as victories go. 995 wins in his career over 43 seasons. And he's also coached in the most basketball games. 1,376 now.
Oh, it's amazing. In his 43rd season, it looked like he was treating it, well, maybe not just like his first season, but pretty close. Still coming with a lot of energy and intensity. And you see these guys, McKendree has some interchangeable parts. And you like Hobby, very athletic. You got like Rockers, who comes off the bench, and Copeland. All of those very strong and athletic guys. That's 6'6", 6'7".
MidAmerica Nazarene will start with it on offense. They are the visiting team wearing dark here in this ball game. McKendree, the home team, wearing white. McKendree is the number 7 seed in this tournament. And a traveling call going against Kibbers.
Now, you talked about Kibbers last night, Neil. He fouled out with, 9 minutes to go in the basketball game, 19 points, but a lot of that done in transition. He really likes to get out and go, and at 6'9", runs the floor extremely well, just like that of a 6'1", 6-foot guy.
Yeah, he was beating the big people from OBU up and down the floor. especially in that first half.
Can't give him that look.
Palm from outside, who's averaging 30 points a game in this tournament. And the other way they move with it, here are the Pioneers from MidAmerica Nazarene from Olathe, Kansas.
That's a good matchup inside.
Oh, Danny Hawkins on the follow-away.
What Hawkins likes to do so well is he likes to drive at the defender, feel the defender on his backside, and then fall away after he gets a little contact and the defender off balance.
He had 31 points last night and 11 rebounds in that win. Palm from outside, rebound Detmer, and he stuck it in the crack, goes for it again, and a timeout called. Finally, he gets it all together. He's academic all conference. The smart move was to call the timeout. He was in trouble on the seat of his pants in the lane.
And the defenders were starting to crowd him a little bit, something you don't normally see from Detmer. As a good offensive rebounder this time, long shot equals a long rebound, and 9 times out of 10, he's hitting that shot, but not this time, but a heady play that time by Detmer to call the timeout. There's so many guys on either team that we'll talk about. Eric Palm, he's one of those guys, his motor never stops running offensively, so he's constantly moving, a very difficult guy to guard. Kibbers, he's moving up and down the floor very well, got in foul trouble, some phantom calls last night that ended up knocking him out of the game.
Doug, for me, Eric Palm's kind of the wild card in this game. The big folks match up really well on both sides. There's Palm on the fadeaway. He's going to be the tough matchup, I think, for the Pioneers. He's a tough matchup for every team, but maybe more so tonight.
And the guy that we didn't talk about much last night who had a very good first-round game was Brenton Bell. He had 21 in the first-round game, but I think he only had 7 in last night's ball game. He can really get it going from the outside as well.
Yeah, Brenton struggled from the free throw line or the field last night, 0 for 4 from 3 and 1 for 10. He had 18 though in the first round game in their win. Here's Hawkins, stolen away Detmer, and quickly he gets it off to some friends here, and Palm up the floor to Wolf. Dumps it in, Detmer, met there by Hawkins. Detmer off the glass and scoring.
A pretty good defense that time by Hawkins, who got a piece of the ball going up. Good strength by Detmer. And playing the ball game inside out right now is McKendree.
Hawkins again, and rebounded there by McKendree as we are tied at 2, and we've played just over 2 minutes here at the Muni. Glad to have you with us here on Metro Sports. Along with Doug Elston, this is Neil Harwell, and Eric Palm will go to the free throw line.
Something he does so well is the ability not only to draw fouls, but somehow, some way, he always gets that ball up there to have a shot at the basket after getting fouled. He contorts his body, moves his body around, has excellent body control.
And he misses a free throw. That is a rarity. He is 25 of 26 in this tournament. Until then, so now 25 of 27. You know, the thing about Palm, he's not big, 6'2", 185. I mean, he's slender. He's athletic looking and athletic playing, but you wouldn't look at him and go, wow, there's a guy that's going to get to the free throw line a million times, but he does, using those attributes you just talked about. Here's Tompkins.
One of the great things about both of these teams, and they have so many weapons, is that in this tournament, you can get so tired, and this is about that game where you start to lose your legs, you start to lose your focus, evidenced by that pass and turnover right there. A very easy pass to catch, but you just lose that focus. And both teams drawing a lot of energy off of their crowds at this point, and they've really got to keep it together mentally.
Hobby on the spin around, and the rebound taken away by Kibbers, and he'll just lead the break up the floor and tries to give it off to Bell, and really out of control, both of them here on the wing. And it is Bell that's covering Eric Palm, so he's got the big matchup here tonight.
On the defensive end too, a lot of guys playing with their knees not bent at this point straight up, so it's a mentally exhausting tournament here.
Oh, Hawkins leading the break
Nice.
to Kibbers. We saw that last night. Those big fellas can run.
Especially Kibbers, really likes to get out and go. But these guys are playing ball games with less than 24 hours rest. Very tough. after 3 nights.
Well, Kibbers fouled out, and there's another bucket by Detmer.
You can see the strategy of Coach Statham's teams. They're going right at Hawkins right now, playing defense on Detmer.
Tompkins off the glass and scoring. Vince Tompkins, 6 feet, a junior from Olathe, Kansas, Olathe Northwest High School.
Going to try to go inside. They're going to try to wear out the big guys from MidAmerica.
And a traveling call out front on Eric Hobby. Substitutions into the ball game. Coming in is Ben Swinger, 6'8" junior for MidAmerica. And then Sean Rockers, 6'6" freshman. And he had a great game last night, Rockers did. 19 points, 10 rebounds. He was 7 of 9 from the free throw line. And he and Hobby are 2 athletic players for this McKendree team.
And they're going to throw a lot of bodies right now again on Hawkins to try to wear him down, knowing he's a big key to MidAmerica's success.
And they ran 3 guys at him and stole it. And then lost the handle the other way. It turns back over to the Pioneers. Also checking in is the hero of the game last night, and that is Austin Boots.
Look at all the help coming right now. Rockers the second guy to guard, and you see 3-4 guys running at Hawkins once the ball and he get into the paint with the basketball. You can see a lot of unforced errors here early on in this ball game. Again, the mental aspect and the tiring aspect of this tournament. Very grueling.
Here's Hawkins. He can play with his back to the basket, his face to the basket, doesn't really matter. And this one goes out of bounds and over to McKendree.
One of the recipients and a couple of the recipients in last night's ballgame. When Hawkins touches the basketball, you see 3 and possibly 4 guys running at him. His mate, who at this point in time is Crotty or Kibbers, is running straight to the rim and will be wide open on several occasions throughout the course of this ballgame.
And he's a good passer also from the post area, so we've already seen him lead the break down the floor. Here's Palm now with Tompkins on him as they switch up on him.
Strong.
Up over the top, no good for Copeland, and Hawkins, speaking of strong, as he rips the rebound away, the leading rebounder in the country at over 12 a game. Stolen away by Hobby, but he lost it on the baseline.
Saw some very athletic plays last night from Hobby, just able to hang up in the air at 6'6", an obvious pro volleyball career after his career in basketball.
Here's Tompkins out high, now to Boots. Well, he hit that big 3 ball to win the game last night from about that spot.
Oh, right there.
Ditto. Austin Boots.
Boots. From the Olathe crowd.
4-point lead for the Pioneers. Pettiford in the ball game now, wearing number 20. He's been very good in this tournament.
It's a lot of points late.
Done it from the free throw line.
Yep.
Shaping up Rockers on the baseline. That is too smooth. Picking up where he left off last night. Hawkins all alone underneath. Lost a handle, and that's a traveling call, or a double dribble.
Again, one of those mental plays right there that Hawkins does not make that error. But did.
Brenton Bell back in the ball games. Hawkins will sit down. And just had the layup all alone. And like a watermelon seed, just right out of his hands. But he'll take a seat. The All-American, Danny Hawkins. Here's Wolf back in there. Now Rockers and off to Pettiford. Shot clock now inside of 10. Copeland goes to work in the lane. Oh, nice move as he goes to the other side. Copeland with his first 2 tonight. On the pull-up, Brenton Bell. Nice rebound inside for MidAmerica Nazarene. That's Brady Small that got the rebound. Kibbers lost the handle. Here comes Wolf up the floor. Pettiford to Copeland. Pettiford for three. Too strong on the whiff, and picked up there by Brady Small. Sideline break for Bell, and he'll wait for his teammates. Whistle and a foul on the far sideline. That one's on Copeland, as he and Kibbers were jousting. Rocky Lamar.
He's one of those few guys that teaches the game just like he plays it. Very fundamental, very intelligent. Loves his guys, they love him. And the same thing on the opposite sideline, the way that Coach Statham's guys really care for him.
Yeah, Rocky Lamar was an outstanding player here at MidAmerica Nazarene. Still holds some of the records in history, like assists in a season and the free throw percentage. And his team has shot free throws pretty well in this tournament. Stolen away by Wolf as Bell took it up. And a carry going against Eric Palm, right in front of the Mid-American bench. And back into the ball game, Rocky Lamar sends his All-American Danny Hawkins.
Early on, it's kind of like a fourth grade basketball game with these guys. The unforced errors that they're committing right now, very uncharacteristic, but it's the nature of this tournament in this third game.
8 turnovers on MidAmerica Nazarene. Out high Hawkins, Detmer right with him. Now it's Kibbers, slapped away by Hobby, but recovered by Bell. Hawkins finds his way into the lane and scores it.
He just needed that little break for about a minute. He and Eric Palm back into the ball game on opposite sides.
Palm had it stripped away by Bell, but recovered by Hobby. And now Palm goes and draws another foul.
It's just amazing the way he still gets the ball up and the ability to possibly have a three-point opportunity after drawing contact.
Just a tremendous knack for it.
Unbelievable.
And he'll go back to the free throw line. The 2-time Conference Player of the Year in the AMC, the American Midwest Conference. And Columbia College is already in the semifinals. They also play in that conference. Hobby will leave. Copeland comes back in. An NAIA All-American last season. And just killing it from the free throw line in this tournament.
And all year. Mid-80s.
Here's Kibbers.
And again, throwing another defender right now on Hawkins. Detmer done a good job so far.
Oh, great quick move by Tompkins. He has 4.
He's one of those guys very capable. He didn't have to do it the previous 2 games. Now they need him, and he's starting to produce.
Palm on the fall away. Oh, that is too smooth.
Nice bounce by Palm.
5 for Palm. We are tied at 13. On the wing, Brenton Bell. Off to Andrew Crotty. They were teammates at Olathe South High School. From outside, Kibbers, and that's a 2. They said his foot is on the line. Back to a 2-point lead for the Pioneers. They cross it over, work it down low. Nice defense in there by Crotty. Played solid defense last night.
Yep.
And all season. And his entire career.
Nice post there by Crotty.
Can't get it to go though, and Detmer rebounds. And stolen right back by Tompkins. He's sandwiched, finds some help from Bell, who's still struggling from the floor. Those are shots that he will normally knock down. Palm on the pull-up. Oh, wow. My goodness.
That's just a scorer's mentality right there. Just manufacturing shots.
Boy, Bell had to regroup quickly after missing the shot to cover the All-American.
3 guys right around Hawkins.
Backdoor cut, and they throw it out of bounds.
You know, you talked about Crotty, and one thing they do need from him is to be his complement, Hawkins' complement, and just make easy shots, number 1, like he just missed in the previous possession, but number 2, play good, solid defense, be that glue guy. That's exactly what they need from him.
Bryce Carr in the ball game now for MidAmerica Nazarene. Also Boots checked back in. Carr is from Paola, a senior, 6 feet. Boots from Fort Scott. On the fall away, short this time is Hobby. Ahead of the pack is Kibberts. All she wrote.
Imagine Kibberts leading the pack in transition. And he's not really leaking out as much as you would think. By that, when the shot goes up, he's already headed to the other end of the floor. He's getting to about the hash mark, and then he's gone. And Hawkins knows it too. So when Hawkins gets this rebound, look, Kibberts starts like he's about the hash mark. Right when Hawkins gets the ball, and he knows exactly where he's at. That's the point guard's responsibility. When the shot goes up on your offensive end, Pettiford in that case needs to be back at least to the half-court line, especially against Kibbers.
Well, also the weird thing there too, Doug, Kibbers is 6'9", plays inside a lot. Hobby took him outside and took the shot up. They were in the same place together when Hobby took that shot. But Kibbers finished 15 feet in front of him as he ran down the floor, so Hobby's got to hustle back too.
And that's true, but it's difficult, like you mentioned previously, to gather yourself and collect your thoughts and then get off to the races, as Kibbers just has that built into his mental mind.
Out top, Hobby. 3-ball no. Nice block-out job inside.
Rockers.
Was that Crotty that was blocking about 3 guys out? Nope, it was actually Ben Swinger that was in there doing it. Nice job of the 6'8" junior.
And that's Rockers come through trying to go over everybody's back that time over Kibbers as well.
Here's Swinger out top. Here's Boots. Now to Kibbers. Too strong. Rebound pulled away by Rockers. 9 minutes to play, first half, 2-point ball game. MidAmerica Nazarene on top. Unseeded coming in this tournament. Palm from the parking lot. Eric Palm with another 3-ball in this tournament, and he has 10 points in the game. Round 1, he scored 33. Last night, he scored 27 in round 2.
Making sure right now that you guard him from everywhere. Look at where he is at, 5 feet away from the basket. And Brenton Bell's got to get out on him at all times.
Hawkins on the baseline. Ripped away by Rockers as McKendree leads it by 1.
And all Palm has done other than expand the entire defense is just opening up his lane for driving abilities.
Lob it to Rockers. Palm going on the backdoor cut on the other side. They worked it well, and he's got a dozen.
Another thing they do right there, good screen to free him, but he's constantly moving without the basketball.
Yeah, his motor is never turned off.
Oh, ever.
From outside, Boots for 3. No good. Rockers the rebound, and McKendree on a little mini run here. Again, I go back to Palm for me was the wild card in this game. He's a tough guard for the Pioneers. Inside, everything's kind of equaling out, at least so far. Knocked away, McKendree will keep it. Substitutions in the ball game. Let's look again at that last little give and go.
One of the things Palm does so well, not only does he get just a slight screen right there, but he's constantly moving. There's got to be help. There's got to be a hedge on that screen. One thing MidAmerica did so well last night was the hedge on all screens, and that's the mental aspect that's coming in tonight. Got to still be cognizant of what you're taught.
Copeland getting free until that block shot by Swinger. Up the floor to Bell, off the glass and in.
That was Crotty, good defense. And that's something that Bell may need, just a confidence boost right there, just something to get going and go through the rim.
Yeah, he got to see it go through the net and see if that picks up his shooting now. From outside, Hobby, a 3!
Wow. Excellent basketball. Both of these teams, regardless of the grueling manner of this tournament, both of these teams really competing and going after each other, drawing a lot of energy from the crowd.
These two teams are a lot of fun to watch. Kibbers, no good this time. And rebounded there by Copeland, and up the floor, Pettiford. You know, some teams and games are pleasing to the eye, others just kind of grinders. These two teams are a lot of fun to watch as Hawkins pulls that one down and quickly to Tompkins.
You know, McKendree's doing a good job of holding Hawkins under control here so far. A lot of focus going into him when he touches the ball on the block. But for some reason, he's going to explode at one point in time in this ball game.
Bell on the wing, met there by Palm. Now Kibbers. Hawkins going to work on the fall away. His back was nearly parallel to the ground when he shot that thing. Copeland will reshape the offense with McKendree leading by 4. Largest lead of the game for McKendree. Detmer, and they throw it away. More substitutions, they keep coming. Rockers will enter, Boots and also Swinger back into the ball game.
Slight shove that time by Hawkins at a timely moment, forcing Detmer just a little bit off balance and the ball to carry him off his hand.
Also Wolf back in, and here comes John Russler, the 6'5" senior, into the ball game. He replaces Copeland. 4-point lead for the Bearcats of McKendree. Inside, Hawkins, and all she wrote.
And a good pass. One of the other things that MidAmerica did so well, and McKendree for that matter, the way that they feed the post and give him a lane, that post player who's posting up a lane to the basket, they do it so well and away from the defense. Right there, you also saw that not one individual can guard Hawkins inside.
Back to a 2-point lead for the Bearcats. Here's Palm on the pull-up. Not this time. It's Tompkins that's covering him now. Boots gets things under control. Now to Tompkins, who's been good off the dribble a couple of times and getting to the rim.
Got him.
They work Hawkins free. The pump fake, no. And the rebound ripped away by Eric Hobby.
They're just flying at him when he gets the ball inside.
High-low, they work it. Double team down there is Rockers. Hobby for 3. Not this time. A great rebound by Wolf flying in and pulling that one away. Wolf goes all the way to the hoop, put it in the crack, but he was fouled as he takes it in. And Wolf will go to the line.
That's his second personal, team 3. Number 22, Andy Wolf.
That was an uncharacteristic play that time by Crotty, who would normally stand in there and take the charge. Instead, he reaches in there, just lazy and tired right now.
First one rings out, 67% on the season for Andy Wolf. Kibbers back in, replacing Crotty. And Copeland returns, replacing Russler. As Coach Statham gives him a hand as he comes off. Wolf gets the second, back to a 3-point lead for McKendree. Swinger up top. Now Hawkins. As they run the offense. Hawkins finds his way to the rack. As he takes it there, he picks up the foul.
You know, and on paper, he's not a good free throw shooter, but if you look at his production in this tournament, incredible.
Yeah, he is 21 of 26 in this tournament, 13 of 15 last night. As he got his 31 in that ball game in the win over Oklahoma Baptist, the number 2 seed. You go back to the Heart of America Conference where the Pioneers play, along with William Jewell. They had been NAIA Division 2, moved him to Division 1. Certainly helps the attendance out in this tournament, but not only that, they knocked off the two number 1 and number 2 seeds in this tournament. Jewel knocked out Rogers. And then OBU last night went down to MidAmerica Nazarene. Tompkins high for the rebound. Up the floor again is Kibbers, and he can't get it to go this time.
Good hustle.
Here's Detmer, shaping up down low. Swinging around over here to Wolf. And now Hobby takes it in. A blocking foul. And Coach Lamar kind of wondering about that one over there. Foul is on Brady Small, and that's his first personal foul.
He wasn't the only coach over there wondering about that one. Watch to see if Small is set. He just comes off his feet that time. If he would have kept his feet set on the ground instead of anticipating Hobby's charge, he might have gotten a call.
Hobby at the line, missing the first one. And how good is it? Coach Lamar's over there wearing his media pass as he coaches the national championship game. I want to see Roy Williams coach with his media pass on.
Hey, he's done that a few times, actually. He kind of loops it onto his belt, though.
Okay, all right. Hobby drops the second one through.
That's hilarious.
Yep. I am, Rocky. He holds it up and says, yep, I am. Yeah, P for participant on that pass. Harry's rolling without one tonight. He's been here 13 times now in this tournament, Coach Statham. First appearance for Rocky Lamar. They know him very well down in Branson. All those trips they made to the Division II tournament down there. In fact, they won the national championship in 07. And Brenton Bell lays it in on the look from Danny Hawkins.
Talk about how good of a passer Hawkins is. Right there you saw the patience. He let the play unfold and found Bell for another easy layup, gaining more confidence.
And yeah, again, Brenton Bell able to see it go through the hoop another time. Maybe this is the thing that gets him going.
Very patient that time. The screen used very well by Bell.
Kibbers from outside, not this time, and the rebound taken away by Hobby. Tied at 25 in the national tournament. Hobby right down the lane, but he traveled. One more spot left open in the semifinals on Monday night. These two teams playing for it here in the nightcap. Winner will take on Columbia from Missouri. As earlier tonight, they won it by 3 in their ball game over Westminster. Brenton Bell met there by Palm, and now Hawkins. Spinning and falling, not this time. Rebound kept alive by Swinger. Boots for 3. And he's calling for the foul. They said they got him on the arm. That's what he thought. And Coach Lamar letting the officials know about it as they run by. My man is not that bad of a shot.
No.
Didn't you see last night? He hit the game winner.
But not only that, but for the season, he's 45% outside the three-point line.
Palm dealing off to Wolf. Kept alive into the hands of Russler. How about the way Palm broke down the defense? They all converged, and it was a wide open look for Wolf.
You know, we talk about Hawkins having to be guarded by more than one person. The same thing goes for Palm as well. It's on a different side of the court.
2 guys right there on him. He doesn't care and draws a foul and
that is a perfect case right there for Palm. He's inches from hitting the ground, maybe less than that, and he's able to somehow get the ball up to the rim with the chance to go.
Well, Doug, this was just stupid. Look at this.
And watch how close he is to the ground there at the end before he lets go of the basketball. This is a good view right here. I mean, almost touching the ground.
A big three-point play, and he has 15 points. Is he any fun to watch?
Oh, it's wonderful. That's something you don't teach right there.
NAIA All-American, and that one going down for Swinger.
You know, whether it's Swinger or whether it's Crotty, out of that position in compliment to Hawkins, Just hit the open shot and play solid defense.
Wolf going strong to the rack that time and scoring.
Heavyweight match right now. Both of them just going right back at each other.
3-point lead for McKendree inside of 1 minute to play. Brenton Bell from outside, not this time, and the rebound taken away by Hobby. Stolen away by Bell. Looked like he got a pretty clean reach in that time. He's had 49 steals on the season coming into the tournament, and he's had 4 steals in this tournament for Rocky Lamar. Looked like he might have had one there. Back into the ball game is Brady Small, or actually Crotty checking back in. McKendree will play for 1 here. Virtually no difference on the game and shot.
Trying to get the push out there by Wolf. Good defense by Tompkins.
Palm fading away as the defense came at him on the double team. Ahead of the pack, they work it to Bell. He tried to get it up there quickly. They wanted the goaltend. Rocky Lamar's calling for it.
They could hit the backboard in the rim before it actually got swatted down.
Well, Bell maybe had a little bit more time than he thought, but it wasn't much. And so he had to try to sneak it up there fast. We look again.
Was taking him at that point, and he was off step. I don't think Palm can get up that high to make that happen.
Well, if it hit the board and then going up, it was Palm and Rustler.
Jib Cam will show it all.
This time, it's once again time for our youth team.
At any rate, we have had an outstanding first half. McKendree leads it 30-27 here at the Muni on Metro Mania. We'll throw it back to the Metro Sports Studio. We'll see you for the second half in about 15. Welcome back to the Muni, our second half of the final game of the day in the quarterfinals. On the line, semifinals on Monday night. First half statistics.
Neither team really shooting the basketball up to their own standards, but both teams right now have their stars coming out. The difference in this basketball game right now is, number one, Eric Palm's ability to get to the free throw line, and then overall McKendree getting their 6 for 9 versus just 2 for 2 from MidAmerica. They announced the attendance about 5,500 in this ball game, which is a nice crowd.
Very nice crowd here at the NAIA. Foul as Kibberts took it up on the baseline. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Or no, it's on the floor. Foul on the floor. MidAmerica Nazarene will trigger it in. Here's Hawkins. Now to Crotty, and Kibberts up over the top, rebounded by Hobby. Down low, Detmer. He went to work early in the first half. Not this time, but Wolf is there, the point guard, on the putback, and he has 5.
And that should never happen. No reason for a point guard to sneak in there, grab an offensive rebound, and put back.
Boots back out high to Hawkins. Backdoor cut goes Kibberts. And 6 assists for Danny Hawkins.
He's got a very solid stat line going on. 8 points, 7 rebounds, now 6 assists. And you talk about the passing for the big guy. I don't know what more you want from this guy on the inside, with the exception of the turnovers there in that first half.
He might mess around and get a triple-double here tonight.
Oh, he'll get one triple-double. Yep.
Palm. And that's a charge that time.
Good job by Kibbers. Knowing that he could have stand in there and blocked the shot, as Kibbers is 6'9" versus 6 foot. But how about, again, Hawkins waiting for the play to unfold that time, knowing exactly where his teammates are going to be and delivering the pass right on the money.
3-point lead, McKendree on top. Danny Hawkins, the All-American.
2008 Division II Player of the Year.
From Platte City, Missouri. Playing in his hometown here, Platte County High School. Mom and Dad, Lynn and Shelley. On the pull-up, Kibbers from outside. Hobby way up there to grab the rebound, and a foul going against MidAmerica Nazarene. That's on Crotty, his 3rd personal foul. You know, Andrew Crotty from Olathe South High School. Doug, he doesn't show up a lot in the statistics. I mean, he gets some rebounds. He had 8 rebounds last night for Rocky Lamar, but he does a lot of dirty work inside. Plays the good defense. And every once in a while picks up the foul when he has 3 right now. He's jousting inside with Russler. Swinging around to Eric Hobby. Hobby for 3.
He got up high on that jump shot.
Hawkins another rebound. He's got 8 boards. Bell surveys the offense to get it going here. Crotty up top. That's Hawkins trying to go off glass, I think. He collects his own rebound.
Oh, he got his body in there.
How about backing a dude down? And then missed the shot. I think they wanted the foul down there, but here comes McKendree, leading by 3.
That's what he does so well. He draws the contact from the defender, and then he feels it. And he makes a move accordingly, usually away from the contact by a good spin move.
On the follow-away, Rockers, and that one goes.
Rockers does the same thing, except for Rockers is a very good athlete. Normally jumps over the top of everybody. There he feels somebody.
Oh, and he missed it again, but the putback is there. That's
Bell.
Brenton Bell sneaking in there for the hoop. Nice work by Brenton Bell that time. 6 points in the game for Brenton.
He's also doing a pretty good job defensively here early on in the second half on Palm.
Hobby continues to fire from the outside, and we got cherry pickers again down the floor. It's Kibbers, who is the ultimate cherry picker at 6'9".
He's just lulling everybody to sleep, and all of a sudden he's sneaking out, and he's at the hash or the half-court line before you know it.
What happened again? Hobby took up a three. It was an air ball, and he stood there and watched it, and there went Kibbers the other way.
Stood there, watched it, probably shook his head.
And look at Kibbers.
Kibbers gone.
And Hobby standing right there where he took the shot from.
And the crazy part is there's nothing Hobby could have done that
Absolutely,
hadn't already been
there's
done.
something he could have done.
Well,
turn and run.
By just standing there, there's nothing he could have done constructively.
Are you kidding me with that?
You're not paying attention. The only thing he could have done was get down the floor with his man.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done anything from the opposite side of the floor after he already whiffed at the basket.
All right.
So the only thing left to do was to get back on defense.
You agree with him standing there watching his air ball?
No, I'm saying the air ball had already occurred. He needed to get back on defense.
Oh, I got you.
There's nothing he could have done.
Oh, I thought you were saying he shouldn't run back. I'm with you now.
Absolutely.
All right. I just needed to get dialed in. All right. We're having fun here, aren't we? 34-33, McKendree on top by 1.
Here comes Palm off the double screen, trying to get him involved right now.
Here's Detmer out high, off to Eric Palm. And a foul out front on Tompkins. We don't want you to forget that this commercial-free coverage should make each game 22 minutes faster. Just like Roadrunner Turbo with Power Boost, an extra burst of download speed up to 22 megs. Palm met there by Tompkins. He has 15 but has not scored in the second half. He got to the rim again, but it didn't go. And now the other way with Tompkins. A one-point ball game, McKendree on top. In a very fun environment here in the national tournament. Tompkins traveled. Another turnover on MidAmerica Nazarene.
I missed that one. It's like a pretty good move there by Tompkins.
10 turnovers now on the Pioneers, 8 for McKendree. Stolen away by Brenton Bell. Up the floor to Hawkins. Kibbers will join him. Shot up and in by Danny Hawkins.
Hawkins does such a good job of feeling the contact on him and then goes away from the contact to get his shot. Similar to what Eric Palm does.
10 points in the ball game. And this is an offensive foul. Is that the call? Wolf picks up the foul.
A little bit out of control right there by the point guard. Wolf was normally under control, but how about Hawkins? Watch him. He just feels Detmer this time and just goes away from the contact.
And Hawkins in double figures, and Doug, as you pointed out that line before, he's working on the triple-double here tonight.
You know, the one thing between Hawkins and Palm, another comparison, neither one of them get their shots blocked, ever. It's amazing these guys just able to go over and around the defense at all times.
Kibbers on the pull-up and pulled away by Eric Palm.
Pass.
Copeland retrieved it, got up over the top, and a nice rebound by Ben Swinger. And here comes Kibbers. MNU up by 1 from outside. Boots. In transition, Pettiford. These two teams battling it out for that last semifinal position on Monday night. The winner will play Columbia from Missouri. Palm for 3, not this time. Tipped around by Copeland and knocked out of bounds. McKendree will keep it. Palm has yet to score here in the second half. He had 15 in the first half.
Good defense by there. Copeland did not need to go down with that dribble, giving Boots every opportunity to swipe down at it.
Up top, Copeland. And now over to Hobby.
Going back inside, right at Hawkins again. Normally it's Detmer inside against him.
Detmer now with 6, and he's given McKendree a 1-point lead. The pump fake and the foul down low will go against McKendree. And this will be on Eric Hobby. First personal on Hobby. And to the line, it will be Ben Swinger. Let's look again at that last bucket by Detmer.
And trying to wear Hawkins out on the inside. Hawkins does not have a foul as of yet, but going inside to try to wear him out for a late game push right now. I don't think you're going to do it, but McKendree's constantly trying to. And, you know, just watching the different coaches on the sideline, you see a very animated Rocky Lamar who seldomly sits down versus Statham.
Yeah, who's sitting almost the whole time.
The whole time. Same kind of position all the time. Doesn't get too riled up one way or another. Normally with his hands somewhat clasped right there.
Swinger hits both free throws, a 76% free throw shooter on the season. And MidAmerica Nazarene leads it by 1 here in the auditorium. Around to Pettiford. Up top, Copeland as they work it well. And they're big folks shifting and picking for each other. Rockers up over the top. Rebound by Swinger, or by Brady Small. Here's Crotty. Off to Boots, now Kibbers. And he thought he got fouled that time. Rocky Lamar saying the same thing. Here's Pettiford and Copeland. Copeland gets into the lane, works free for the shot, and a great seal out there. And the foul on Copeland over the top.
Very fundamental play here by Crotty on the defensive end of the floor, where all he does is stay right in front of Copeland at all times. He's between his man and the basket, and then does a good job of fundamentally boxing out.
Really was.
Excellent job.
Textbook right there by Crotty. Inside, they work it. Kibbers going tough. And 1 for Kibbers.
He snuck it right in there between the defender's hand and the rim.
Fourth personal foul on Copeland, so that's big.
Yeah, that's real big.
They have a lot of depth, though. They're inside, folks.
That slight advantage right there came from the back of his right arm, kind of the tricep area where he had Copeland pinned.
Can't complete the three-point play. And the rebound taken by Hobby. And MidAmerica Nazarene with a 3-point lead, which is, I believe, their largest lead here in the second half. Hobby from outside. He continues to shoot the long shot. This time he gets back. And here's Bell.
That's a prime example right there. Normally, Kibbers is off to the races and has a big advantage.
Hobby ran with him that time.
He didn't stand there and watch his shot go or miss.
Pull up, Kibbers won't go. Boots got the rebound to keep it alive. Steps inside the 3 line and tipped out by Crotty.
Again.
Hawkins! Oh! That would have been another assist as Kibbers takes it up, but they hammered him pretty good in there. That's on Rustler, his second.
How about your 6'7" center acting as point guard, getting into the middle of the lane. He's got a couple of options.
And the no look.
Yeah, coming right at you. Looking the defense off. Pretty good block that time, too. You know, and you're thinking about what Kibbers does on the other end of the floor when he's leaking out. When you're the shooter and you're thinking about that up in the air, how do you concentrate on your shot?
It's tough.
You got a guy you know is leaking out when you take your shot, and you're supposed to make the shot.
And to your other point, you need some help from some other people.
Well, that's when the point guard is supposed to be back.
Yep, 4-point game now. As MidAmerica Nazarene has their largest lead here in the second half. Well, these have been two really fun teams to watch in this tournament, both of them bringing great crowds. Obviously, when you live in Olathe and you're about 20 or 25 minutes away from the Muni here, downtown Kansas City, easy to get some folks here, but McKendree has traveled very well from Lebanon, Illinois, and we have a very nice atmosphere here in the national tournament for our final quarterfinal game of the day. And the MidAmerica folks here in Kansas City know all about Metro sports. Here's Pettiford out high. Hobby on the wing. Met there by Swinger. Inside they work it on the follow away. Rockers. Boy, is he tough when he gets it going down there.
He's just a freshman too, and he gets his body also into Hawkins, but the thing that he has that most don't is he's got that excellent leaping ability.
Hawkins trying to work free in there. On the follow away.
And how about the arching shot for Hawkins? Not only does he kick that leg up to get him that space against a defender, but he also shoots such a high arcing shot, giving the ball every opportunity to go in.
He's got 12.
That's his
and
first
I
foul.
think he just picked up a foul. That would be his first, as you said. Yes, it is. Fourth team foul on MidAmerica Nazarene. Let's look at that last bucket by Danny Hawkins, the 6'7" senior.
So what he normally does, he gets his body in and then he fades away enough where it's difficult to get. And again, good defense against Eric Palm in this half, who has not scored yet. Most of it by Brenton Bell. Until maybe now.
Palm still looking to get that foul. This, in the second half, they're letting him go a little bit more, trying to stay away from that contact. Hawkins, and he's fouled as he takes it in.
Who wants to get in his way?
Detner picks up his first personal foul in the game. And Rocky Lamar, who has had this senior Danny Hawkins now for the 4 years, over 2,000 points in his career and counting. Tonight he has 13 with that free throw, and he's hit all 3 of his free throws. Cannot get the second one to go, and they can't save it either. So McKendree will have it. 5-point lead for MidAmerica Nazarene. And how many situations have these two coaches been in over the years that are like this?
Well, and Coach Statham over there, he's got his little cheat sheet. Like
yeah, he just went to it, didn't he?
He prepares like for this game just like he did his first. Amazing.
He's probably learned a few things over the years. Rocker missed the shot, and here come the Pioneers.
I like to know what's on that sheet.
Here's Hawkins working his way in the lane again.
Oh, Tompkins cutting to the basket, wide open.
Crotty. There's Tompkins, or actually it's Bell, who grabbed it and scored it. Nice work. He's done that a couple of times tonight. Third team all-conference last season, Brenton Bell. And timeout called by Harry Statham and McKendree as they trail it by 7 with 9:07 left.
He knows how important this possession is, has plenty of timeouts left. Now 2 in this ball game versus MidAmerica with 5 to go in this ball game. But Brenton Bell staying active. We saw good activity on that possession by Vince Tompkins as well as Brenton Bell, who just sticks with his shot right there. Can't say anything more about that.
Like we talked about all night, he hasn't had the outside shot going the last couple of nights, but he has worked his way free for 8 points here tonight.
Most of them very close to the basket. Really all of them close to the basket. Hasn't had that jump shot going just yet. But
and
still
he
scoring.
And Doug, he and Crotty played for Olathe South, and they played for your high school coach as well, Coach McFall, right?
Who
I have that right?
Yes, and he is a very fundamental basketball coach, and obviously these guys not only learned how to play under Coach McFall, which I can tell you they did, but they're also learned their roles extremely well under Coach Rocky Lamar.
And there's Coach Burchard from Columbia scouting this game out. He'll have the winner. I think he already knows all about McKendree because they play in the same conference, the AMC. McKendree was in first place this season with a 14-0 record in the conference. Columbia was second. MidAmerica won the Heart of America Athletic Conference with a 19-1 record. Ball on the deck.
Nice.
Grabbed away there by, I think, Crotty that went down for it. He's always in the middle of the defensive action. And the possession arrow goes over to MidAmerica Nazarene. Coach Lamar, Coach Steve Peterson right behind him. I was talking to him last night. He's been here 17 seasons. He said he's gonna call it off after this season and retire from coaching. He was outstanding at Southern Nazarene. He was an All-American when he played. And so they'll have to refill the position. He's a middle school teacher over at Pioneer Trail, science teacher.
He's a big man.
And he had two great playing sons that played here at MidAmerica Nazarene. From outside, shot will not go for Swinger. And rebounded there by Detmer. And here comes McKendree. And looking for a bucket. Looking to get something going positive on the offensive end. And one guy missing from the floor right now for McKendree is Eric Palm.
He's just recharging his battery, but he's getting set to come in, and that battery doesn't need long to recharge.
There's Wolf, shot clock at 4. In danger of an empty possession, but all of a sudden Wolf found himself open. But the Pioneers with the rebound. And Eric Palm on the sideline waiting to check in.
Good move.
And he hooked it.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
We could see that from here.
That's why it was such a good move.
Official was on the other side, but we could have called that one from here.
Left hand just went all the way around. Well,
that's a pretty good hook, Doug. Approach the 7-minute mark. Rocker on the other side. Rockers gets his own and scores it.
Good hustle by the freshman.
Rockers has 8 points in the game. Tompkins, nice dish off and score it for Kibbers.
Well, and Tompkins had one option, or it was just going to be pounded against the glass by one of 3 guys.
Vince Tompkins on the tape.
Tompkins does a good job. 3 guys go at him, leaving Kibbers absolutely wide open. Tompkins had a nice game. And
yeah, he really has.
A lot of that, not only offensively, but defensively, he's done a very good job. Now guarding Palm again.
Kibbers 1 out of 4 from the line tonight. He has 15 points in the game. Hobby on the pull-up. It just hasn't been there much from the outside. But once again, down low, it's Wolf sneaking free. And how's he picking up all these rebounds, Doug?
That might be one of those strategies from his coach, Harry Statham. But Wolf does a good job of anticipating where the ball is going. See him looking at the flight of the ball, and he's right there when it comes off the rim. But, you know, normally when the ball goes up, it's the point guard's responsibility to get back. He's the one that's supposed to be at least at the half-court line, if not further down the floor. But maybe Coach Statham recognizes that he's such a good offensive rebounder with his anticipation that he sends him to the hole.
Hits the second free throw.
I don't think I'm going to try to outguess Coach Statham on that one.
47-41. MidAmerica Nazarene on top here in the national tournament. Hawkins against Detmer. Two-man game with Boots. Spin move to the baseline. It would have counted. He'll go to the line.
And Hawkins is just bruising.
That foul on Detmer. Yes, he is.
Who's very strong himself. You know, Hawkins just keeps coming at you. He's got that nice finesse, but he's also bruising with the basketball too. He just pounds on the defender.
It's an outstanding career for the senior from Platte County High School. And he's had a great tournament. Hits the second one. And tonight, 14 points for Danny Hawkins. Averaging about 21 a game on the season. So does Eric Palm, who has the ball right now. And they double team him on the perimeter.
And that's one of the reasons why MidAmerica stretched this lead to 7 points. Is Palm
right down central for Andy Wolf,
who's done a good job of taking over some of Palm's scoring here in this second half. Palm hasn't scored a single point.
Yeah, they said something at halftime, I think, about how they were covering Eric Palm. Here's Brenton Bell out high. Crotty, they swing it around.
Doing a good job of moving sides of the floor.
Kibbers tries to go baseline. Brenton Bell, a little short on that one. Palm got hammered from behind. Was it his own guy?
But Kibbers was off to the races again.
Yes, he was.
Hobby chasing him this time. And Hobby's been kind of non-existent here in the second half, probably a lot because of that.
Somebody hit Palm. I don't know who it was. Must have been his own guy. Here's Boots, whips a pass inside. It got through there somehow. Bell missed it. Rebounded there by Hobby. Here's Palm, dealing back. Shot for Wolf, he was on the line. It would have been a 2. And Hawkins the rebound.
Hawkins triple-double watch is now 14 points, 13 rebounds, and still 6 assists.
MidAmerica Nazarene with the timeout. Rocky Lamar will draw up the play here on the offensive end with 4:36 left. And these two teams are going at it here tonight. Again, the winner goes on to Monday night, the semifinals. They will take on Columbia of Missouri. They were winners today, 50-47 over Westminster. And here, the great atmosphere tonight, about 6,000 people in here. A lot of them have come over from Olathe or somewhere else in the Kansas City area for this game tonight for MidAmerica Nazarene. And as we talked about, Doug, the McKendree folks traveled very well tonight also.
Well, there's a lot of enthusiasm for both sides right now, especially McKendree. MidAmerica, we know where they're coming from, but McKendree doing a good job, and they've built, Harry Statham has built such a great program there. I don't know how you can't enjoy cheering for his team at all times. And again, seated, calm, and that's exactly the way his team reacts.
Been to the tournament 13 times. They made the semifinals back in 2003. Round 1, they beat Northwestern Oklahoma State. To get this thing going, it was the biggest margin of victory in the tournament as they won that thing by 25 points. They made the semifinals again in 2003, and of course, the Division II title was won by Rocky Lamar's MidAmerica Nazarene Pioneers in 2007. Hawkins off the glass, 16.
And how he got it over the top of Rockers there, lurking from behind, trying to block the shot, was very impressive.
Those little shots in the lane come off so soft. How about that move by Hobby?
And a smart play that time by Hobby, knowing his outside jump shot is a little bit tired at this point. He's going to the rack.
And he, as we have seen, can jump over everybody. Bell would have counted. Nice work as he took it in that time. He is an 83% free throw shooter.
McKendree doing a good job there. And Hobby, in this case, working toward his strength. Yes, he's a very good shooter from the outside, but took it to the rim and going over the top. But not to be outdone, Hawkins going over the top of two guys. When he gets the basketball, they are doing right now a very good job of isolating the side, so the help defense must come very quickly.
Brenton Bell averaging 13 points a game on the season. Missed the first, hits the second. His folks, Don and Pam, probably here in attendance here tonight. He's able to play in the national tournament in his hometown. On the wing, Boots. Hobby up top. Works it well to Rockers. Lost the handle into the hands of Crotty.
Good job there by Tompkins, swatting down and getting a piece of that ball.
Six-point lead for MidAmerica Nazarene. We approach the 3-minute mark, and they have slowed it down just a bit. Run a little shot clock. It's at 7. Rebound, Wolf. All over the glass here in the second half. And a timeout called by Coach Statham.
Leaving one left.
One more timeout left with 2:58 to go.
MidAmerica with 4 timeouts left. You know, it's amazing. His coaching is done in practice. And that's pretty evident by his reactions on the bench. He's not up cheerleading around or anything like that like a lot of guys, but he's all his coaching is done in practice, so his team is fully prepared. Watch this rebound here by the point guard Wolf, who was about 3 feet off the ground to get that one.
Well, you look in that huddle, now we're looking at the MidAmerica Nazarene huddle and Rocky Lamar in the middle of that thing. You'll see Coach Statham get kind of animated sometimes. He's had a head bobbing in the huddle, so he's still got a lot of fire over there. There's no question about it.
But all he did, and he's got a ton of fire, but all he did was bark out just a couple of instructions, and his team is calm. They're already in their places.
Oh, these two teams very, very well off the charts as far as the coaching goes.
Agreed.
These two teams.
They're going to try to go to the basket.
Pettiford. Great rebound by Rockers. They got another go here. It's Palm spinning, and he can't get it down. The second half, it's been tough for Eric Palm. Last couple of times, he's had good open looks, too.
Good matchup here, Tompkins and Pettiford at the point guard. It's kind of a semi-stall right now that MidAmerica runs until they get Hawkins isolated on one side of the floor.
Kibbers tries to dump it down, and Rockers was there. Palm fires the 3. And it crawls home. A 3-ball for Eric Palm. He has 18. His first points of the second half, and a 3-point lead for MidAmerica Nazarene.
How about this game? Both teams score close to 80 points a game, and it's really a struggle here defensively. And the grueling manner of this tournament again coming into play.
Out high Bell. Now to Hawkins.
Isolated.
Met there by Rockers trying to body up on him. The little soft jumper.
One guy cannot guard that. And just like Palm is so difficult to guard.
Oh! From the parking lot. 21. The All-Americans going at each other. And a mean screen set out there by one All-American on the other one.
Not illegal whatsoever. But again, Palm, that's why he got that award, the Hustle Award. Gets right back up and he's in it.
Man, on one end, you got the little soft jumper from MidAmerica Nazarene's All-American Danny Hawkins. He now has 18 points in the game. On the other end, you got the long, what was that, a 26-foot jumper?
Possibly, yeah.
By Eric Palm.
But you can't guard him one-on-one there. And by the time the defense came, it was already too late. He was into his fall away. Not to be outdone from about 25 or 6. was Palm, who, with a lack of legs at this point on a normal player, he's got it. This guy works extremely hard in the offseason. Oh, boy. That's just a solid screen there. Nothing intentional to try to hurt somebody.
21 for Palm. He had 15 in the first half, but had not scored in the second half. All of a sudden, 2 3 balls later, and he's leading the game in scoring again with 21 and keeping his team in the game.
He's telling everybody right now they've got 1 timeout left in the event that they get into trouble. MidAmerica has 3. And MidAmerica still needs to commit 2 fouls to send McKendree into the bonus. That could be a big number. While McKendree, or MidAmerica, is in the double bonus at this point.
A near steal by Rockers. It will stay with MNU. So we have McKendree trading 3 for 2 as they hit the 2 threes. Hawkins hit the 1-2, and they're back to within 2 now.
15 seconds left on the shot clock, so they don't have a ton of time to mess around.
Kibbers and Hobby out front, now to Bell.
Try to isolate Hawkins inside.
Kibbers, and saved by Hawkins.
1.
Bell from way outside, and it goes! Have mercy! Timeout on the floor by the officials. Are they going to check to see if he got it off in time?
That's exactly what they're doing. They're checking to see if the ball was out of his hands when the shot clock expired.
Brenton Bell has struggled with his outside shot for 2 games. I guess he needed to move it back about 5 feet as they kept it alive, and they'll check to see if it was good.
Wants to see if the ball is out of Bell's hands.
Looks like it there.
Yep.
We'd like to remind everyone here that the box office will...
Yeah, you need to move it back and then put 1 second on the shot clock and hit the biggest shot of his college career to date.
And Brenton Bell has 12 points in the game now. Then we talked about he was 1 of 10 and 0 for 4 from 3 line last night. He's gotten some buckets inside, but look at this job. And he gets it off just before the shot clock runs out.
Camera work there.
And it was it Hawkins that kept the ball alive after the miss by Kibbers? I think it was. They swung it around. We'll check again, but that was a very big play to keep it alive to even give Bell the opportunity.
Something tells me Crotty was probably also in that mix. You got to get the ball right now to Palm and make something happen.
Palm for 3! 24 for Eric Palm. He will simply not let this game die.
You know, the amazing part of what just happened, when looking at the replay, it gave Coach Statham enough time to get his troops lined up, get a play set, and not use a timeout. Now all of a sudden he's used the timeout to get this play, set play for Eric Palm, who again manufactures a shot, putting enough arch on it to get it to go off balance with the defender Tompkins in the face.
Tompkins had the good defense that time, but man, what do you do?
He can't do anything more.
Boy, it's been fun watching Eric Palm in this tournament. He had 33 in the first game in round 1, 27 last night, and tonight he has 24 to lead all scorers.
Maybe a question right now if Eric Palm was on the 3-point line when taking that shot. Just making sure at this point.
Man, and he'd done it so much by getting to the free throw line in the other 2 games to score points. Well now, and if this is a 3, he's 4 out of 6 from the 3 line, and he's hit 4 threes in what, a couple of minutes here?
Yeah, he's done exactly what his team
absolutely saved the day for McKendree.
3 threes because he had 15 points. Yeah, I think he was behind by 3 or 4
it's
inches.
three threes here in the second half.
They've all come in the last 2 minutes.
So it was a 3. It's a 2-point game. The shot clock is off. Pioneers with the lead. They work it inside. The pump fake, it will not go. The putback won't go. Hawkins has it blocked, and a foul down low on McKendree.
You know, in the normal circumstances, you want to send Hawkins to the free throw line. Prior to this tournament, he's a 56% free throw shooter. In this tournament, he's been off the charts good.
18 points tonight, and he makes the first.
Defensive players now coming back into the ball game. Crotty, Tompkins, Bell's done a good job playing defense.
We talked about how fun it's been to watch Eric Palm. About Hawkins. Great tournament he's had. Misses the second. Ball out of bounds and over to McKendree. They have a shot. 15.3 left and trailing by 3.
And one of the few times now Coach Statham.
He has no timeouts left.
And Coach Lamar just...
So Rocky Lamar calls the timeout.
You know,
that gives them a chance to up their offense.
He doesn't even use a clipboard. He just barks out the play that he needs. He's got plenty of time left in this ball game, obviously. Doesn't need a 3 to tie. Yeah, he does. He does need a 3 to tie. And that brings Eric Palm into the equation. Wolf.
You could go for a quick 2 with 15-3 left. Depends on how quickly you get there. You have to go the full court here. Eric Palm, however, is going to have, what, 3 guys on him?
Oh, yeah. Pettiford has hit some shots, 3-point shots in this tournament. Hobby has been short here in this second half with this 3-point shot, but is capable.
Here comes Pettiford, and he's fouled quickly. And they had fouls to give.
Yep.
So that's the 16th foul. The next one is 1-1.
Which is the obvious strategy they're going after right now, is probably try to foul and send them to the free throw line.
And Bell went for the steal, so it'll be 1-1 for Pettiford. Well, let's see how the strategy works for Coach Lamar. If he happens to miss the second one, we've got some leapers in there for this McKendree team. Might want to stick Hobby on that lane. Pettiford has been solid from the free throw line in this tournament. It's his first point here tonight, but he is 15 of 16 in the tournament from the line. He does miss. The ball is collected, though, by MidAmerica Nazarene, and a foul called on McKendree. So
a quick one.
That could have been the dangerous thing there. If that ball was loose in there, McKendree comes up with the rebound. The strategy backfires.
Is that Swinger who's going to the line? Last night, Hawkins tried to go to the free throw line in place of somebody who wasn't as good.
Crotty was the guy he tried to replace.
Yeah.
Swinger is 76%. It's Kibbers, who has not been good from the line tonight, 1 for 4. And he's 64% on the season.
Needs at least 1 from MidAmerica.
He's got the first.
Here comes the defensive crew back in. Crotty, Tompkins.
11 seconds left. And the senior Kibbers trying to help his team into the semifinal round on Monday. And he has them both.
Still a lot of time. Oh.
Palm lost the handle, has it back. Launches the 3. The putback is slapped out of there. And MidAmerica Nazarene goes to the semifinals on Monday.
Monday night, semifinal number 2 at 8:50 against Columbia College. Semifinal number 1 will begin at 6:50 at Squire Forest and Rocky Mountain. We'll see you on Monday night at the semifinal.
The Pioneers live to see another day in the national tournament. They have made it into the field of the Final Four on Monday, the semifinals on Monday night, out of the Heart of America Conference that was NAIA Division II for the last I don't know how many years, and they've been going to that tournament down in Branson. Well, the decision made, the Heart of America Athletic Conference would play Division I this season. Their top team, MidAmerica Nazarene, that won the league, is now in the field of 4 on Monday night. Who would have thought that?
Very impressive. They've got a lot of weapons. Both teams had a lot of weapons. Very well played game, given the nature of the tournament. Very well coached game as well.
And congratulations to McKendree. An outstanding season. And there's a checklist right there for MidAmerica Nazarene. But Coach Statham and the McKendree Bearcats, we have enjoyed watching them so much over the years, and particularly in this tournament. And the senior, Eric Palm, who had another outstanding game here tonight and almost willed his team to the finish line this evening with 24, hitting those big threes. We will miss seeing him in the tournament as he's played his final game.
That was very impressive. Somehow found a knack to not get his shot blocked, and always an opportunity, regardless of how much contact, to get the ball up to the rim. Just an exceptional scorer, always hustling and a constant motor.
Hey, partner, what do we got going on Monday night here?
We're going to have a full house, I would imagine. I would imagine all of Olathe is coming down.
Here's our semifinals on Monday. 3 unseeded teams make it to the semifinals, and an 8. That shows you what the seeds mean sometimes in this tournament. Robert Morris will take on Rocky Mountain in the early game. Then the nightcap, Columbia, Missouri will play MidAmerica Nazarene from Olathe, Kansas. So those two schools are about 2 hours apart, hour and a half to 2 hours, and they will go at it on Monday. A heck of a night and a great day here on Metro Sports with Metro Mania. Great job by our Metro Sports crew. Folks, we have a couple more games to go. A day of rest tomorrow. We'll see you back on Monday, led by our leader, John Dennison. For Doug Elston, this is Neil Harwell. We'll see you next time in the semifinals on Monday, right here on Metro Sports. Let's see it. Oh, is he a sprinter? What was that? Yeah. How about Brenton Bell? Which guy? Oh, he's just a good player.
Who?
Well, how did we miss out on him?
Who?
Is it your fault?